I'm Uproot Andy. This is Geko Jones. We're Bajo. You're watching Gozamos.
Hi, welcome back to day 2 of the LAMC, the Latin Alternative Music Conference. I'm Catalina Maria Johnson, here with Gozamos and Beat Latino, and also with Uproot Andy and Geko Jones. Thanks for joining us. It's great to have you. Now, you were explaining to me, it's listed as what you'll be doing, the project that you're working on is listed as Bajo, but it's actually a party that you've actually been doing for a while. Tell us a little bit more about that.
Yeah, it was a party we started almost 3 years ago, basically to kind of have a space to mix a wide variety of kinds of music coming out of Latin America and the Caribbean
but you're Canadian.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, I grew up in Toronto and I've been living in New York for almost 12 years. And, these are immigrant cities. And so I always kind of grew up around hearing different kinds of music. And, it's music that speaks to me. So.
And why Bajo? I mean,
we've left that open to definition, in different instances, even down to how you pronounce it. Could be, que bajo, would be like que pasó, or, it also refers to the bass in the music that we play, which is very electronic. It's got a lot of different definitions, and we leave that open to interpretation.
Now, Geko, you're Puerto Rico y Colombia, right? That's the combination. And is that what you draw on mostly, or do you take it other places too?
I mean, I definitely take it other places. Mm-hmm. I'm a big fan of like all Caribbean music and culture. Like I was a fan of punta and like compa stuff from Haiti. Growing up as a kid, I learned about caseco music. Back then, and different parts of the Caribbean just have all these kind of interesting sounds and rhythms. And the only person that I could talk to about like all these little pockets of music was this guy. And when I found him, I was like, okay, we can work.
Wow. Now you each then, when you do the project or the party together, es que bajo, and when you'll be at Summer Stage tomorrow, right? That's going to be excellent. You actually work individually, right? So do you have musical visions that kind of complement each other? Is that how it all started?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, in club music and dance music and electronic music, we kind of are always moving towards this more, engineered, more kind of clean and often more aggressive kind of sound. And we both were... we actually take a lot of influence from modern electronic music. We love it, but we also both were always, we love this like melodic dance music that is like more traditional dance music, just is full of melody and beauty, and that's what like got us going all the time. And so we kind of shared this idea that we wanted to be able to play music like that, but in a club, with
mm-hmm.
real,
mm-hmm.
like a modern sound,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So tell me, Geko, do you spend a lot of time? I read that you're kind of like a bit of a musicologist, or you're like you research and investigate music, or find it, or.
I mean, I go out digging for music, and along the way you get touring. Like I've met a lot of people and learned the history of some of the artists, and it's kind of like
influenced you the most in terms of the history that you found out about.
I remember a really long conversation with a professor of ethnomusicology in Barranquilla, in La Universidad de Bellas Artes. He gave me a really much clearer understanding of la música de Río, el bullerengue, and these different rhythms. My friend Wayne Marshall is another guy that I look up to. He's kind of like, a nerdy dude that reads up on all kind of stuff. DJ Rupture is another guy that writes a lot about music. There's a ton of stuff out there. I have my pockets that I know more about, what things that are new club musics from different parts of the world, Caribbean music. Like I have just an experiential kind of understanding of them. I wouldn't say I'm an academic type knowledge at all.
And what's your three favorite Latin rhythms. Is there such a thing?
No.
No?
No, because
Your 10
just
favorite.
when I think I have it down, I'll find out that like from like 1962 to 73 in Uruguay, there was this crazy thing that happened, and all these bands were doing this crazy stuff, and it's like I'm always learning new stuff, you know, and like.
So then you just sort of like look for more and more and more of that, and then
those are the kind of moments that like when you have this epiphany, like, oh, this happened then, and then you start digging in. And I think Andy just spent like a bunch of time trying to track down a band called Los Rapaces from some song that you know I found on Trading Music in Colombia, and like brought it back, and it was like, it's French, we don't know where it is, and you know, spent hours on it and tracked down the CD and like had it delivered in where.
Belgium.
Yeah,
in Belgium.
Like he's touring, but he's like, I gotta find this CD, get it, have it shipped here, and then take it home. You know. So
now you gotta tell us what was it about Los Rapaces, and who are they? Now that you know.
This was like my secret thing, and now I'm gonna blow it up. No, I'm just kidding.
Now everybody's gonna run out.
They're actually called Les Rapaces.
Les Rapaces.
It's from the French Antilles, but the thing that made it so hard was that it was a song that became popular in Colombia on the Caribbean coast. They would. There's this music called champeta, which really,
I love champeta.
Yeah, but it really is African music. I mean, it's African music from the 60s, 70s. It's high life, it's sukus. There's all these different styles, but they kind of call it all champeta. They typically change the name to something that it maybe sounds like a word in Spanish or something like that. And over the years, a lot of times people don't even know who played that song, what the original name of the song was. So we have a friend though who's like a real kind of archiver of that culture of champeta in Colombia. He has a blog called Afri-Colombia.
Yeah, I've read that. It's an amazing blog. Yeah.
And Fabian is just a very knowledgeable person, so he kind of helped us find out the way. But you know, even then, finding out what this band was called, it was like impossible to find the music. I mean, it's like out of print and blah blah blah. And so in the end, it was this French company, you know, probably Haitian company in France, and I happened to be on tour in Europe the following week, so I said, you know, deliver it to my friends in Belgium as I come through, I'll pick it up.
Wow, that was an odyssey, but you got your music. Now, is that what in the long run kind of distinguishes one DJ producer from the next, that, you know, they're able to like unearth this treasure that nobody else has until it's on YouTube on a video?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think that's kind of a special case for me. I think some DJs, that is the thing, that they are real good diggers and they find these gems and no one else has them and they're very like closed with it. But that's not really my
philosophy.
approach. Like I kind of, you know, I want people to know what I'm playing. I want to share it. My thing is you know, I think, I don't know, it's impossible to say what makes music like appeal to one person and not the other, but you know, I don't know.
No, well, or just what distinguishes you, because I mean, it may all appeal to you, but there's definitely, you know, when you hear different DJ producers, and there are people say, oh, it's not really creative, you know, it's not like playing an instrument or whatever, but it is. I mean, it is a different
what I do with remixes is that I'll find a song that I love, that touches me, and I want to be able to play it in a party, but usually the song is like either old or just isn't made for the club and to stand up in the club, you know. So often all I really want to do is just like punch it up and, you know, make something that can be played, that will kind of coexist with modern music. But then once I kind of get in there, I usually start, oh, well, let me add this melody and let me do this bass line, and then maybe I work on it for days.
So it's a bit of an intuitive process after that.
Yeah, and it is kind of, I almost look at it like a collaboration, because I'm not saying I want to change this song from what it was. I want to keep the kind of the thing that I fell in love with in the first place, you know.
And extract the dance club out of it or something. I mean, or add.
And then maybe I add something that I like. You know, it's like, so I feel almost like I'm playing along with the song. You know, typically I don't cut it up that much. I just have it, but then I just add things. You know.
So Geko, I know that there's been, I mean, I know it changes, but what would you say is your most recent, I don't want to say phase because that does not deep enough, but your most recent passion in terms of a rhythm or a time period or a song?
Semba. It's kind of like
Semba.
I came to India a couple months ago and I started
To
talking
India?
No, it's from
from Andy. Came to Andy.
I came to Andy with this compilation that I found from France called Soul of Angola, and I wanted to do like some remixes off of the tracks. I just found amazing, like I'd been looking for this sound for a while.
Mm-hmm. And what kind of a sound is it? Tell me a little bit more.
It has like a little bit of a ukulele and then some guitar, but it's like it's a very happy dance music from the 1960s, 70s in Angola, and it's just really.
It has it's called semba. It has the same roots as samba.
That's what I thought you were saying. I was like, he's pronouncing samba funny, but no.
No, they have a common ancestry musically.
Wow.
But it's very different. It's from Angola. It's still popular today, and it's changed. But the stuff from the 60s and 70s we both really love. And there's something very, I don't know, something very Latin about it to me, you know? Like, I don't know if it's like the Portuguese influence or whatever, but there's something salsa in it.
Things went back and forth, you know, to lots of places. And, you know, first it came to us in the Americas, and then it went back, popularized by Cuba, you know, so there has been like this cycle that's been very, very, very incredible.
Absolutely.
So semba, so that's what we got to listen for tomorrow, maybe a little bit at Central Park. You never know, huh? Is it?
Yeah, for sure.
Is that a decision that you make beforehand? Like, I'm gonna, as DJ producers, that, you know, tomorrow I'll be kind of moving in this direction, or not necessarily, or is it all kind of like you get there and you're like,
with me and Andy, like
let me feel the
like we can scour through, you know, a fair bit of an artist catalog and be like, okay, I love this song, but this particular song will be the one, and that's what he was talking about, you know, diggers being able to choose, you know, these really great things. I can't say that you know, I need a whole lot of new music or anything to work from. You know, I get pockets mostly from trading with people, and that's how I do. I think I lost track.
But I think you're asking, like, do we plan what we're going to play the next
tomorrow.
day? I mean, you definitely, I try and have a sense. Like, you got to know your audience to some degree. But in the end, you can only ever plan your first song. You know, that's what you have to decide before you start. And after that, you can never say, like, how you actually feel when you're up there. Whatever you think you're going to do, you're going to do something different.
That's kind of a motto for life, right? You can only plan the first song. And then from then on. Thank you so much, Geko Jones and Uproot Andy, for being with us here at the LAMC. It's been a pleasure finding out more about the intricacies of the DJ producer world. It's been such a treat.
Thanks.
We look forward to seeing you tomorrow at Central Park Summer Stage. And
you guys are based in Chicago?
Yes, we're based in Chicago. Will you be there?
I'll be playing in Chicago on, I believe, the Sunday the 24th at Butterfly Social Club.
Excellent. Excellent.
Closing to the Colombian Music Festival.
Excellent. That's where I saw it. I knew that you both sounded very familiar, but I couldn't figure out that Bajo didn't sound that familiar. Well, wonderful. So closing out the second annual Colombian Music Festival in Chicago. Come out to the Butterfly Social Club. Thank you so much.
Thank you.